Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys could hit that like button. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate that. Now, overall, today we've seen the Fed increase the rates by about 0.5. Honestly, as we did see that, we've seen the dollar act instantly. We've seen a massive bearish trend on the chart. We're actually going to be talking about that. But overall, you guys do see the crypto market looking pretty juicy. So on the 24-hour span, we are seeing, some altcoins like ZIL up 34%. Told you guys that ZIL was an incredible opportunity on that drop. But we also seen some other great opportunities as well. And we are seeing some fat gains now. So things are looking pretty good on the 24-hour span. We are also seeing on the 7-day span some altcoins up significantly still, aka XDC and Algo are the two ones that I have been watching closely. I did take some positions on some small altcoin gems like even Spell. I bought Spell at about 0.003. We were up about like 16-17% today. It was a pretty great day. I also did buy more Chromatica on the dip because we were down to about like 9.5 cents. Bought some of this. It's up a little bit, nothing too crazy there. But guys, I'm very excited for the future of this market, specifically because of the US dollar. On the US dollar, we've been seeing that massive downtrend continuing to happen, and it looks like we are going to most likely see this continue to break down. We are actually just ranging on the 10-day EMA here. I'm hoping to continue to see this kind of trail down, as it looks like we could be seeing a major bull run starting to happen from May all the way until around like the fall time. So I'm watching this very, very closely. So, when we did see the reaction today, so on the hourly chart, we seen that major reaction on the chart once we seen that meeting. Once we were talking about, Fed rate increases and things like that during the live stream today, we were kind of watching this have this massive downtrend. So I think that the market's reacted greatly, and on the hourly, you guys do see exactly where we are. We are trailing against right now resistance actually on the 10-day. On the weekly, things look pretty good, just because we are still kind of holding support, but I foresee this continuing to break down. On the 4-hour span, you guys do see it looks pretty bearish. Looks like it's in a solid downtrend. On the weekly, again, we are kind of holding, like I said, a little bit on that. We're actually a little bit above the 10-day EMA. I'm watching to see if this is going to continue to break down, but we did break down below support. Now, with all of this in mind, we've seen a lot of people really kind of talking about it. The number one that I seen was Kevin O'Leary. So we do see here the Fed hiking rates and flagging more 50 base points upside to come. But does this mean that equities are a bad bet? Now, it's actually funny, but Kevin O'Leary says that, it's not a bad bet, but he's not really focused on equities right now and things like that. But more so, he's talking about the US dollar. He's saying, I would not be holding the US dollar here. So listen closely to this.
If you're talking about the broad index and you're looking at the potential earnings growth that is being flagged in Q3, Q4, the fact that inflation in real terms is outpacing the earnings growth that we are seeing, doesn't that worry you moving forward, that we are going to see a lot of names that are probably over-promising now and will under-deliver in the back half of the year, considering the economic tightening that we are seeing?
Yes, everything worries me. But look at the options of every investor, me included. Do I go to cash, where I'm being taxed at 5%, because that's the minimum inflation right now? Do I go to long bonds? Do I get the safety of the Treasury, where I'm going to get killed as the Fed raises rates and I have to wait 10 years to get my capital back? Or do I buy the shares of a company that has some semblance of pricing power that's paying me a distribution of their profits? I think I'll take option 3 because it's the most tenable. It's the most protective of capital. Equities still perform in inflationary times because they do have pricing power. You may argue that it's not enough pricing power, but it's way better than the long bond, and it's certainly better than cash right now. Cash is really going to be taxed at a very heavy rate for the first time in 30 years. You stay in cash, you're getting 22 basis points in basically money market accounts, and inflation's 5.4%. You're losing over 5% in tax. So I don't think there's a lot of optionality here, and that's why I'm still.
And honestly, with inflation rates much, much higher than, 5% in my opinion, right? We're going to be seeing a year-over-year decrease in the US dollar value in bank accounts, down nearly 10+%. So think about that. Why would you want to hold the US dollar at times like these? It makes no sense not to be in things like crypto and even stocks. I mean, stocks are not a bad option either, but in my opinion, stocks are, to crypto, the gains are completely different. I'd rather be in crypto, in my opinion. But I thought that was interesting. And then, of course, we did see Raul Powell basically talking about a recession. And he's basically talking about technology and how technology, aka crypto, could actually alleviate these major issues. So listen closely to this.
Technology is lowering the cost of everything. It's going to lower the cost of computing power. It's low the cost of transport. It's lowering the cost of factories, manufacturing. It's lowering the cost of data. It's lowering the cost of energy. It's lowering the cost of everything. This is an extraordinary time. This is one of the great macro markets of all time. And there were some great opportunities, I think, coming out of it. We've brought some of the single best money managers in the world to come on the platform. It's an absolute privilege to get these people on. And I expect you to invest your time in it, take notes from everybody, figure out your own framework, and then navigate these times. At best, you'll protect your capital. At worst, you'll protect your capital. At best, there's a huge opportunity out there.
And shout out to Crypto Area for this, but yeah, I mean, I think that this is an incredible time to really kind of look at technology. I think that there's incredible opportunities within the space, specifically even around XRP, HBAR, QNT, XDC, XLM. I mean, there's so many great opportunities in the space, especially in terms of technological advancements within finance and even payments. And I'm so happy to be here. We are at a pivotal moment in time. And in fact, we did see here today, Ripple partner Finastra announces the launch of Finastra Managed Services, FMS, on Amazon Web Services to enable banks and financial institutions to access FMS in the AWS cloud. This was actually pretty interesting. As we did see this, we did see a few quotes through this. Shout out to Mike Manfield on Twitter. But we did see here, we are pleased to provide Finastra with the capability to bring Finastra's managed services customers a secure and resilient global cloud infrastructure that will enable them to differentiate themselves today and adapt to the needs of tomorrow. Funny thing about this, so in fact, with Finastra, there's been a lot of connections to Ripple in the past, and in fact, with Ripple and Finastra, there's a significant thing being built between the two. So first off, we go back to December 14th. RippleNet, via Fusion Total Messaging, manage cross-border payments easier with RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging. Funny thing about this is that we could actually, you guys could go download this paper. I actually looked at this. It's actually pretty significant. But first off, we do see here, today global banks and corporations manage millions of payment messages in message warehouses around the world. RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging allows existing bank systems to route payments efficiently, leveraging instant settlement to transact in seconds instead of days. This is huge. This is exactly what we are talking about in terms of technological advancements within finance. Instant settlements. Instant settlement is probably one of the most mind-blowing use cases for a lot of these, FIs as well as banks. These major entities understand how big of a use case that actually is, because right now you are not gaining instant settlement without utilizing some sort of crypto technology. There's really nothing out there that is offering instant settlement. And when we look at this, right, so I actually have this downloaded in this screen here, when we could really kind of look at how this 100% works. So you do see manage cross-border payments easier with RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging. You could see, RippleNet via Fusion Total Messaging allows existing banks systems to route payments efficiently, leveraging instant settlement in transactions to, basically transact in seconds instead of days. And we do see exactly how this would work. So we have the customer bank Finastra / Ripple connectivity through the RippleNet cloud, and then we do see the payment initiation to payment servicing. Again, back office through this entire connectivity, and this is settlement in seconds. In my opinion, when we talk about RippleNet, the only way that they are actually getting that transaction settlement in seconds is through something with XRP, because it still needs that source of liquidity. This is most likely through on-demand liquidity, and this is for banks. This is also for non-bank institutions as well, large entities. And of course, you guys can see exactly the benefits here as well. So here's the features over here. You guys can read all about the features. You could also, see how this provides interoperability between existing messaging systems and RippleNet blockchain technology. But also, you do see reduces cost. You also see improves usability, accessibility, and transparency. Pretty interesting how that is everything that has been mentioned on Ripple's PDFs with XRP, and then increases operational efficiency as well. So incredible overall efficiencies unlocked for financial institutions as well as even non-bank institutions. And then, of course, when we look at the About section here, they are basically talking about how it is cutting-edge technology and software for, of course, the banking scene, because they understand exactly what is being unlocked through Ripple with the power of XRP. But that's not the only connections to Finastra. In fact, we go back to 2019, October of 2019 to be specific, Ripple to bring blockchain technology to Finastra's banking customers. Collaboration will enable financial institutions using Finastra's solutions to make fast and reliable cross-border payments. Interesting. So we do see, Ripple, the enterprise blockchain solution for global payments, and Finastra have teamed up to offer Ripple's blockchain technology through Finastra payment solutions to support fast cross-border payments. It's funny because we actually see in terms of what this is actually for, who this is for. So when we looked at the official announcement, I don't believe that Ripple's website mentions it, but I did remember Finastra's website mentioning it, but essentially, it does allow for Finastra's customers to be able to connect and transact with RippleNet partners, which are more than 200 institutions worldwide, and in turn, partners can access Finastra's vast global footprint. Now, this is interesting because it also gives the Finastra customers access to this. So when we look at this and we kind of look at the overall partnership here, I think that this is going to be something very interesting, and we actually really haven't seen this partnership come to fruition just yet until we've seen, of course, this update from 2021 in terms of December. Now, why is this significant? Why should we, really care about this? Well, I've talked to you guys about Finastra before. In fact, for those that are new to this channel, you might not know about this, but for those that have been watching the channel for a while, Finastra is an absolute massive banking giant. In fact, they are 90 out of the top 100 world top banks that are working with them. Greater than 160 fintech apps connected, 8.6 thousand customers from global banks and credit unions, and they have 3.5 thousand employees. This company is an absolute giant. Okay, and they are all centered around, of course, massive services within high-value payments, cross-border payments in general, and of course, it is all for lending, payments, treasury and capital markets, digital and retail banking, corporate and commercial banking, investment management. This is huge. Now, you could find some of their partners. They have a ton of partners as well with some high-tier names. But the best part about this is that I just love the fact that it is bringing, again, Ripple's technology to the Finastra's banking customers. That means all of their banking customers have access to this massive innovation in terms of the fintech zone. And that is 8.6K customers, 90 out of the top 100 world's top banks. That is absolutely huge. And of course, this is all centered around cross-border payments. $150 plus trillion. Wrap your head around sheer number on-demand liquidity can be used tapping these payment flows. XRP just got started. And here we have the value of B2B, B2C, C2B, and C2C cross-border payments forecast for 2021 and 2022. Now, I've actually seen that this was at $156 trillion, but I'll take $150.7 trillion. We also seen Ashish Burla talking about $6 trillion per day. I've just talked about that yesterday. Honestly, when we talk about the sheer amount of value and volume that XRP could grasp utilizing on-demand liquidity, it is something pretty interesting. Because we know that Ripple with XRP has settled, quite a bit of transactions already. But think about when on-demand liquidity is truly tapped in and adopted in massively. It is going to get very, very interesting, very, very fast. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.